Alright, so any opinion that I say right before I die is just objectively false now. Got
Yeah.
it.
I hope you guys enjoyed the really introspective, meaningful episode, because now it's time for the silly, wacky, goofy episode.
You start. Alright, come back next time.
Don't worry, it'll come.
It'll happen, I promise. Stay around to the end for wacky and goofy surprises.
Hi everyone, I'm Mitch. I have my own YouTube channel that you should not go check out. And I have another YouTube channel with a couple other guys that you also should not check out. Glad to be here. So I promised I'd introduce myself at some point. Might as well make it episode 24.
I think you nailed it. I think this is episode 24. And it almost became episode 25 real quick.
That's got to be my favorite detail in Chained Together, is the random plummeting sinners.
Yeah, it is good. Growing up,
This better be wacky, silly, goofy.
it kind of is. Oh, this is wacky, silly. I saw like video game characters walking upstairs, and it seemed like janky, and I was like, why don't they just fix that? Like that doesn't seem hard. And then,
Right.
like, I took half an hour to try and make my own video game, and I was ready to be like, all right, you know what? This man is just not gonna move his legs whenever he's walking.
Nobody hates video games more than the people who make them. That's a lesson to you all out there. If you want to get a job and the only reason you want that job is because you like the thing, don't do it. Find another job. I used to work at a dog daycare, and the only reason I was working there was because I liked dogs. Don't do it. Don't make the same mistake I did. I went to school. I went to college to make video games because I like video games. That shit sucked.
My uncle actually went to college for music, and he
Oh, that's the worst kind.
he worked in like music editing for a little bit. He actually worked with like Metallica at the time.
Ooh.
So he was successful in that industry. Long story short, he's now running a title insurance company.
Oh,
He said
that's a bit of a departure.
Yeah. He said he came to the conclusion he could either kill himself working in the industry around the thing that he liked, or he could make enough money that he could just do the thing that he liked in his spare time.
Yeah, that's the ideal most of the time.
Yeah.
Very rare occasions there are people who end up really loving their job, and those people are very lucky, and they should never ever take that for granted.
Yes.
But not typical experience.
Yes. Also, he now does not feel or like do anything with music anyway. So
Yeah, man.
take that as you will.
Don't I know that? Did you know I'm an artist?
I did.
Yeah, it's crazy
Back in
how
high school, I did know that.
it's crazy how long you can go without drawing and still call yourself an artist. I've lived my entire life obeying my mom's sage advice, And do you want to hear it? You want to hear my mom's sage advice?
Oh, I'm ready for it.
She went to college. She got a music degree. She is moderately successful. She like sings with the local orchestra. She does like voice lessons. Like she makes some cash.
Mm-hmm.
Her wise words to me, as a music major, were to look up at me from where she was hunched over at the table and say, "Mitch, for the love of God, do not major in music."
Yeah.
And you know my mom, so like
Yes.
that was a stark moment that stuck with me.
Did Eric
Those
ever
were the
minor in music? Because
yeah, yeah.
I knew that he was like to go to CMU and be like, all right, I'm gonna do like software development and minor in music. It's like, okay, why don't you just show off how huge your penis is then? Like,
Okay, minoring. Wow. First of all,
like there was no better school for that combination.
he went to the school for his education,
Yes.
and he's doing well.
He is. Not as
It is,
well as anyone would hope, but
yeah. The
who is?
job market is not ideal.
Ain't
There's
that
a reason that I haven't had one for 6 months now.
Yup.
I felt zero desire to return to whatever the hell that is. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Of course, my dumbass also didn't sign up. Has not signed up for unemployment.
I
So I'm just wasting away. Actually.
I have submitted resumes every week for what has it been, like 3 months now?
Mm-hmm.
So few people have gotten back to me.
Uh-huh.
I think the biggest problem right now is that like you go on Monster or Indeed or whatever, 90% of the jobs there don't exist.
Right.
Which there's a reason for that. God, I don't know it, but
If it's so consistent, there must be one.
yeah, I mean, my guess is some sort of tax benefit for being like, oh, we're looking for a job, and then don't get back to anybody that actually applies for that job.
There are definitely, I know factually that many of them are like dummy, dummy options.
Yeah.
In some cases, it's because they plan on hiring for that position, but haven't gotten permission to do it yet. And they feel the need to just put it out there anyway. Like, even though they legally, as far as their company allows, cannot interview for that position yet.
I applied for this one job that it was great. I was so excited for it. I was like, this is like a perfect job for me. It's pretty close. It's exactly what I want. It's got good pay, all this stuff. And so I interview for it, and they tell me, okay, it's between you and this one other person. They're gonna get back to you like probably next week about it. I'm like, great, that sounds good. I'd like to know sooner rather than later. Next week is a good time frame. They keep like putting it off. It goes on for like 2 weeks, and I hear nothing. Third week, at the end of the week, they call me and they're like, yeah, they're canceling this position. But if they reenact or like bring it back up it's still gonna be between you and that other guy. And I'm like, they didn't even make a decision before they just canceled it. Like, just figure it out and then tell me if I even like have a shot if it comes back.
Oh, incredible. I know I had Dave worked at a restaurant. Well, not. Yeah, it's a restaurant. And they needed like cashiers who were old enough to serve alcohol because they have a lot of teenagers working there.
Yeah.
And Dave is certainly not a teenager, but he is a cook. So like, I went out there. I drove out. I want to say 50 minutes to apply for this job. Not a big drive, but it would be if I had to commute 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your new best.
Thanks.
Do you remember the path?
I don't,
It shows.
but I will be lucky from here on out.
Clearly. So I drove out there.
Yep.
And I interviewed for the position. I thought personally that the interview went atrociously.
Uh-huh.
But Dave told me that they would get back to me. You want to know how long it took them to get back to me?
I'm gonna take a fat guess of forever.
They did get back to me.
Oh, okay.
3 months later,
Jesus Christ.
I had already lined up and acquired a different job. So they were like, "Hey, so that position, you're finally like, we can get you in there." And I was like, "I don't even want to hear from you." I had assumed that I had failed, and you didn't have the decency to tell me.
Oh, that's a popular one. Is
Yeah.
jobs just not telling you? No. No.
No.
Ugh.
You actually love that. That's something that you love when jobs do.
Oh yeah, because dying means the opposite of what I just said.